Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video, I want to go ahead and break down a losing trade on Upstart. This was a technical formation, the break and retest that I was looking at for Upstart back to the upside. I was watching it on the 4-hour, on the daily chart. It was setting up beautifully. The technical formation was there, so I had to go ahead and take this trade. If I stick to my technicals, if I stick to my analysis, this was a trade that I'd take almost 9 out of 10 times. Now, today, this morning, there was a downgrade from Jefferies on Upstart, which most definitely affected the stock today. And this is a great example for people out there to see how technicals do not always hold up when there is fundamental, macroeconomic, stock-specific news that comes out. This can definitely invalidate technical analysis, and that definitely happened today on Upstart. And I want to show you this example, show you guys how I had to exit out of this trade, even though this is a setup that I love and I take almost 9 out of 10 times. I had to go ahead and take my loss, move forward, and look for another opportunity. So I hope you guys enjoy seeing this breakdown, seeing how I managed this trade. After we do that, we'll go ahead and give you a quick update on a few other swing trades on NVIDIA, Activision, and Goldman Sachs. All of these are performing fantastic, so hopefully you guys enjoy this video. After watching it, if you do enjoy it, press that like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure to press the bell down below so that you know every single time that I post, as well as every single time that I go live in the pre-market starting at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. All right, guys, so here on your screen, you are going to be looking at the 4-hour chart on Upstart. Now, you guys can see today was an ugly day for Upstart, down about 9% off of this downgrade that we saw from Jefferies. So first, I want to show you what I was looking at before the fact. If you haven't been up to date with some of these charts that I've been watching, here is the chart that I've been watching on Upstart, right? So right here, I posted it this morning in my Desi TA section, and I said how the chart looks really good. Unfortunately, this morning, Jefferies came out with a downgrade, and my plan this morning was to ignore that downgrade until I started to really see this thing break down from my technical levels. I wanted to trust my levels, trust that, what I was looking at was correct, until I really started to see it get invalidated. So on your screen, it might be a little bit small for you guys, but this is what I was looking at here on Upstart. You guys can see that it was looking very good, right? We had the break, we had the retest of a previous high right around 340. We started to get the bounce, and yesterday I was actually up quite nicely on Upstart. I think up almost 30 to 35% on this Upstart contract. Decided to hold it because everything was working out beautifully. But today, this is a great example of how the market just sometimes does not work in your favor, and we got the downgrade, and then we went ahead and had to take our loss. So that was the chart that I was looking at. Here's the loss that I took, guys, right here. Took my loss on Upstart, about a 50% loss on the contract. Good thing I managed my risk good. So right here, you can see it was about a $205 loss on Upstart. This real quick, took one off today. If anyone's been keeping up to date with my NVIDIA trade, today I took one off of NVIDIA. Right now, sitting up around $4,700, $4,800 on this particular swing trade. I had two. I wanted to take one off because we were coming into AMD earnings as well as a lot of tech earnings. So I didn't want to risk too much coming into these names, into these earnings. So I did take one off today. So I am left with one contract on NVIDIA, but this position is absolutely killing it. Obviously, much offsetting this Upstart loss, but that's not the fact, guys. That's not really what I care about. What I care about is just showing you how this did not work. So here on your 4-hour chart, this is what I was looking at. So I'll break this down once again. You had these previous highs here around the 23rd and 24th of September. I was eyeing those highs as a potential entry on this pullback. I was seeing that Upstart pushed higher, gave a nice pullback for us, went ahead and retested this 340 area right around here, 337, 340. Let's just go ahead and call it 340 even. So 340 even, we went ahead and retested that level. You can see we started to push off of it, but today, not so great, right? So if we break this down into the 5-minute chart, let's go ahead and look at yesterday. So Friday and Monday, Friday of last week and Monday of this week, here is what Upstart was doing, right? So we had a beautiful hold of 340 on Friday. This is when I actually entered the position. I believe it was either Thursday or Friday. Let me go ahead and check on that for you. So it was in fact Friday. So here on the Discord, you'll see that I'm taking my Upstart here off the 340 level. It was a very nice break and retest. Took one 400 call for about $4.67. So I went ahead and got into that trade on Friday after seeing that retest start to hold, looking for that break and retest, a technical formation that I love to trade off of. That has definitely helped, that definitely has worked out in the past. But today, obviously, we had that downgrade, and we'll get to that. So we had that push. We had the very nice continuation yesterday, and actually a really nice pre-market and after hours yesterday as well. I'm sorry, nice after hours, not so much pre-market. So you can see Friday continued, yesterday, Monday, continued higher, went higher in the after hours, and boom, this morning, I went ahead, woke up, and saw that Upstart was actually down the most on my watch list, and that was due to this right here, a beautiful little Jeffries downgrade, downgrading it from hold to hold from buy. Now, you might make the argument, and I definitely made the argument in my head this morning, saying, do I really need to pay attention to this? Is this just a little bit of a hit piece or just a little bit of an emotional type drop on Upstart? Could Upstart try to, sort of ignore this downgrade from Jeffries, and could we continue higher? And I really didn't want to play too much into that emotion. I just wanted to let the technicals tell me if this thing would hold up. Now, coming into today, you guys can see that we definitely moved lower in the pre-market or in market open, right? So if I go down to the 1 minute chart, you guys will see this is today, right? So we got that pushed down pretty quickly to that 340 level once again. I didn't sell on this first dip because what I was waiting to see was, is it going to hold my technical level? As I'm in these swing trades, I'm just waiting to see if it holds my technical level. Now, in the morning around 9:45, 10 o'clock, we definitely held that technical level. So I was pretty confident at that point. I said, okay, we got the downgrade, we got the push down to my technical 340 level, but we ended up holding up very nicely. So I was continuously holding this position. Now, what you can see later in the day, we started to push back down to it, tried to push off 340 again, and once I saw this thing start to give up 340 and really start to move down with some extreme selling pressure, at that point I said, okay, that's it. It's time to take this off. This thing is no longer holding my level. It's now invalidated my trade. And this is the time where I just decided I need to take this position off. There is no reason why I should still be in this position. It's invalidated my technicals. It is a clear breakdown of 340, a very strong downward pressure down to around 310 today. And I needed to go ahead and cut my loss. So I am happy in this trade. As I always do, I managed my losses because it's one time, guys, that you get really psyched on a particular setup. You really like it. You over leverage into it because you really think it will work out. And it just takes one time, just like this on Upstart, to really crush you, either crush your account or give you a really nasty loss. I was very confident on this setup. I will be honest. I thought this was going to work out beautifully. And if I would have scaled up into this, got a little bit too excited, over leveraged myself, this could have been a nasty loss. The percentage was 50%. But the nice thing is that I was only in with $467. If I started to see it work out a little bit more, maybe I would have added to it. But it was in the beginning stages of this break and retest. It didn't work out. I lost my $205 just about. And this is why, guys. Just breaking down the technicals as well as the downgrade from Jeffries this morning. This is a great example for anyone out there that you need to focus on risk management because technicals are not always going to work out. There's going to be things that happen over time, news that comes out that invalidates your technical analysis, and I hope that you guys are not over leveraging. As long as you're not over leveraged, as long as you have risk management, you can move on, you can accept the loss, and you can bounce back from a trade like this. So here's your example, total invalidation of my trade setup. Here's the hourly chart. You guys can see we tried to get the break and retest. We definitely failed it today. And of course, I'll definitely still be looking at Upstart. We definitely held some previous levels down here around 320. So we are holding some previous support levels. And maybe this is a little bit of an overreaction, right? So if I see Upstart try to push back higher, of course I'll look to get back into it. But at this time, the setup is gone. I have to move on and I have to look for other opportunities. So hope you guys sort of understand what I did here, how the trade didn't work out. I'm not afraid to share these losses with you guys. This happens to anyone, and you just sometimes can't predict the future, or you can't predict the future, that someone is going to come out and downgrade the stock that you just went ahead and put a call option in. So There it is. There's my loss on Upstart. Now, I quickly want to give you a quick update on some of my other positions, just really quick. NVIDIA, Activision, and Goldman Sachs. All right, guys, so as you may know, NVIDIA here, I'm in this position. I've been in this position since 10/14, so a nice, pretty nice while here. You guys can see NVIDIA accounting for about $4,500 this trade alone this month. So having a pretty nice month here. You guys can probably see about $6,200 so far this month. And that number was much greater today. So some of these positions took some really nice dips this morning intraday. And also some of my long-term positions took some nice dips intraday. So that was a little bit of a pretty volatile month-to-date gain this morning today, with the market moving relatively high, Tesla going really high and then coming back quite a bit. But overall, a nice trade here on NVIDIA. Here are my orders for NVIDIA. You guys can see right here. So I bought two of them on 10/14. $9. Right now, I sold one today for 31. So that's almost 200 and something percent. And I have one left, which I think is up to around 34, 35 here. Actually, the market is around, I think this is telling me that it's around 33.65. So it's a little bit higher than where I sold one of them. I went ahead and sold one today, and I'll sort of talk you through why. I wasn't really confident to hold this through AMD earnings. Now, you guys know NVIDIA had a monster day today, so straight up out of the gates, moving off of, I believe it to be Facebook earnings, which talked about their, what are they calling it? Their metaverse, I believe they're calling it, and the need for graphics cards to build something like that. And NVIDIA definitely moved higher today off of it. A 6.5% day for NVIDIA is no joke. But I wanted to go ahead, take one off here, because I've basically ridden this since back here on 10/14, back around here. I've rode this thing higher pretty nicely since that original entry. And I thought it was time to, coming into NVIDIA or into AMD earnings, I thought it was probably time to take one off. So I took one off today. I'm still in one contract. I'll keep you guys updated on the YouTube channel. So there's your update on NVIDIA. Still holding one contract. Now the next one is Activision. I got into Activision a few days ago. I'll go ahead and pull that up for you guys to see. All right, guys. So back on 10/22 is when I took my Activision play. That was my starter position here. An 11/19 $80 call back on 10/22. Earnings was approaching, so I was going light on this position. Back on 10/22, that is right here on this Friday. This is last Friday is where I took this position. Now, why did I take this swing position on Activision? The first reason is if you go to the weekly chart here, I'll show you exactly what I was looking at here on the weekly chart. On Activision, what you guys will see is we have a very nice hold of previous support here at 75. I really like that. And we also have this very nice long-term uptrend on the weekly chart that I was looking to see if Activision could hold. If you follow my Instagram, options_insider, you can see that I actually posted this chart looking for this weekly chart to hold. And so far, so good. So I'm up decent on this Activision play. I'll go ahead and update. I'll go ahead and pop up the P&L for you guys to see. Up pretty nicely on this particular play. We'll see what happens. I'm keeping an eye on it. I'm seeing if this thing can continue. Seeing if Activision will hold up here. I like the weekly chart. I like the hold here at 60 or at 75. The only concern I have is earnings approaching. So I may need to go ahead and take profits on this position if I do not want to hold into earnings. So that's my play in Activision. That's my other current swing trade. And then finally, you guys know I've been in Goldman Sachs for a long time now. I'll go ahead and pull up where I got into it in the Discord chat for you guys to see. All right, guys, so right here is Goldman Sachs. 10/15 is when I got into GS. I got into a November 19th 420 call at $4. That's where I got into it. And I started to add into that position over time. 10/15 was when we broke out of this bull flag right here. We broke out of the bull flag, and since then we've had a very nice ride higher. And right now I am holding one contract left. I've continued to let a runner ride here with one contract. Today, a pretty nice day for Goldman Sachs. We've continued to hold up here over the last few days. You guys can see right here on the hourly, we did pull back. We started to move higher. Banks have been somewhat strong over the last few days, and I'm going to continue to hold this Goldman Sachs play until I maybe see how we react towards this all-time high. So I'm continuously holding that. I'll go ahead and pull up the P&L for you guys to see. That is what I'm holding in Goldman Sachs, and that is the last swing trade that I'm currently holding. So Goldman Sachs, Activision, NVIDIA, closed my upstart today for a loss. You guys saw the month-to-date performance. I'll go ahead and give you guys an update in a further video on October's month-to-date, and I'll also do a video on my year-to-date gain so far trading options. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. All right, guys, so that's all that I have for today's video. The main topic was that Upstart lost, the break and retest breakdown, not working out, the technicals not holding up for me, and how crucial it is to focus on risk management, understanding that technical analysis will not always hold up, and never over leveraging yourself in a single position. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Press the like button if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you want to stay tuned for more videos. Make sure to press the bell. I live stream every single morning, every market day from 8 a.m. to around 9 a.m. Eastern time, preparing you for the market, sharing some things that I'm watching each day. So hopefully you guys can come and hang out. Thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you for watching today's video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.